Hey y'all, so I've had a couple of people ask me how I did this, and I thought that I would help you all out. So this is just going to be a quick video showing you how to calculate your grade in Excel. You could do this at the beginning of the semester, you could do it towards the end just to kind of see what you wanted on your final. But this makes it really easy. You could do this on paper, depending on how simple your syllabi is in the class. But making it Excel lets you play with it and it auto-calculates, and it's very easy to do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look up at your syllabus and figure it out. Now for health promotion, of course, the class that I'm doing this for is irrelevant. I have to use something as an example, but just recognize that it doesn't matter what class you're doing, as long as you understand the breakdown of what everything's worth, it works out the same way. But for health promotion, we have exam 1 weighted at 24%, and all the other exams are like that too. So exam 3, final, these are all weighted at 24%. Okay. And then we have the nippets, which were 4%. Okay. And that, of course, equals 100%. If you weren't sure, you could hit the auto sum tab, which we'll be doing later, but it's 100%. Okay. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to make sure to put it in, actually I'm going to put it in 3. Exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, final, nippet, total. Okay. And then here I'm just going to label the thing. Merge and center. Right. And then here I'm going to put grade, percent. And I'll do something kind of special over here in a minute. In fact, I'm going to take these. Merge and center. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the grades right here, whatever I made, right? And then I'm going to put the percentage right here. And this is an auto-calculating field, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit equals. Sorry, Excel's trying to update right now. I'll tell you to update later. Now you can see my FX. This is where all the functioning does. If it has an auto calculation, it's going to be in here. So I hit equals, okay? And then I'm going to say this field times 0.24. When you click on this field, once you have an equals, it automatically grabs it. You could have also just typed in B3. It would have worked too. But I think clicking is a lot easier. It's 0 right now because this is 0. So 0 times 0.24 is 0. And then what I can do is I can just copy this. So I'm going to hit Control C and then grab these, paste. The reason I did that is because they're all the same, right? But look up here at the function tab. This one says B3 times 0.24. This says B4 times 0.24. So Excel automatically recognizes that you meant this one for this one. So that means this one for this one and this one for this one. Okay. And then nippets, we're going to have to do a little bit different. We're going to go equals this times 0.04 because it's only worth 4%. We are going to hit auto sum. I just screwed that up. There we go. So I just clicked here, clicked auto sum, and that adds all of these together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to format this cell to a number. I right clicked and then pulled this up, number, and only 1 decimal point. The reason for that is because we're looking for that 0.5, right? That 0.5 means that you went up a grade. The 0.4 means you didn't, right? In fact, we probably want to do 2 because of the way that TTU does it. 0.49. That would round 4.9 and 4.6 and 4.7 to it. We want to see that it's 5.0, right? Because 5.0 is when they actually start rounding up. They wouldn't round up on a 4.9. All right, now all of this is done, right? So I could, let's say my first exam grade was, I don't know, a 92. My next exam grade, I didn't do as well. I got an 82. And then my next exam grade was an 85. So this is a student that would be kind of on the cusp of whether they can get an A or not, right? Probably looking closer to a B because we have 2 B's and 1 A. It's a low A. We got a low B and a mid B. But let's see what would happen if we got a 100 on the final. 90.16, right? So this student could get a 90. Let's see they get a 90 on the final. Too late, right? So, and of course they go up by 2. So 92, that's 82. 92 is not good enough. 94 is not good enough. 96 is not good enough. 98 is good enough. So this student's kind of on the cusp, right? But this student also, let's say, probably in the 50s. Let's say 56 to start with. Yeah, so 56. Did I nail that? Let's see, 54. I nailed it. So if they got a 56 on the exam, they'd still have a B, right? Because that's 79.6. Okay. So if you just want to figure out what your final is, you know what all your other grades are, we're done. Okay. Don't look at this any further. But if you want to know how to do this at the beginning of your semester, I'll show you how to do that from here because we're just going to make a couple of other fields. Okay. The reason we have to do a few extra things if you want to be able to know and play with this the whole semester about what your grades might look like is because of this feature. Okay, that grade is terrifying, right? That's a 45.6, 45.76. That's a terrifying grade. And the reason that is a terrifying grade is because it's considering that you made a 0 in both of these because these are worth only 24 points each. So there's 48 points here that's missing, right? And we don't want to know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this thing say out of, center it up. Okay. And then this is going to be an auto tabulation field. I mean, this isn't going to be an auto tabulation field. This is a field that you're going to have to put in yourself. Okay. So you would put in out of current percent. I'll just call it that for right now. Now in this scenario, we haven't taken exam 3 and 4 yet, right? These are worth 24 points each. So that means 48% of the grade is missing. So 52 is the percentage that we have there. Don't put a percent sign on there though, because that'll make it do something funny. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this here, current grade. We're gonna make this real big because this is what you're gonna be looking at all semester, right? And this is gonna equal this field divided by this field, and that's gonna make a percentage. So we're gonna do times 100. And now you can see right now with a 92 and a 90 and an 82, we have an 88. And what that's doing is it's just ignoring this data because this data obviously is irrelevant. You're not going to make a 0 on your exam 3 and final. But if you see this, it looks like you will. So this is what your current grade was, and you'll see it changes. Let's say I put that 85 in there again. I did something wrong. Oh no, I didn't do something wrong, and that's important to note. I put that 85 in there, now you have a 127. Why is that? Because you haven't changed this field yet. So we're going to add 24 to this number, which would make it 76. And now we're back, right? 87.05. So you're going to have to remember every time you put in a grade, you also need to change this field and add its percentage into it. But that would allow you to play with this all the time. And if we wanted to, we could format this cell again and make the number 2 decimal places so we kind of know where we're standing. But that's it. And then if you could prettify this if you wanted to, let's say we wanted to make this a little bigger, we could make this dark with some white text. Make this the same. And then let's make this a very light blue. And this a slightly darker blue. We could take this out, bring it all the way in, right? Delete this field. This is just if you wanted to make it look prettier, right? Take this over here to remind you. We'll make it a different color. This just makes it easy to read. Here, we'll make this Texas Tech colors. I think I misspelled Texas Tech. This is obviously more work than you have to do. Texas Tech might be a little hard to do. We're just going to put gray in there. All right. And that's that, right? We now know what our grade is currently, what our grade will be, and we keep our syllabus over here so that we can easily correct this number. And that's it. Maybe bold that number to make it bigger, maybe. Okay. And that's that. Real simple. This took me, 10 minutes to make and explain to you. And I made it really complicated, right? I didn't make it horribly complicated, but this is unnecessary, right? This current grade's kind of cool, but not really necessary. This, just this thing right here would let you play as much as you wanted to. So if you didn't want to do this whole current grade thing, and that's just because it's dividing by 0 right now. Let's just say, you're at a 92 and an 82, and you say, okay, well, what is it going to look like if I just make it 85 on both, And then you could keep that, right? Let's say you keep a slightly lower average than what you normally make. So let's say you normally average at a high B. Well, let's make this a mid B. And you're just thinking, okay, even with a little bit worse performance than I normally have, I still have a B, right? Or let's have a high achiever here. Maybe they had one worse grade. What do we get? What do we need now? 90? 90 would do it. Would an 88 do it? 88 would do it. 86 do it. 86 would do it, but we're getting close. 84 is too little, right? So that's how you do it, and you can do this with any exam, as long as you know the syllabus and make these fields count. It could go a lot further deep, as long as you know what this is and make it match. Super easy. Hope that helps y'all.